Hello ladies and gentlemen, in this video I'll be showing you the various things you can do to change your FOV and make it your own. But for those of you that might be wondering what an FOV even is, FOV stands for Field of View. This essentially is how much of the screen you can see. It's a massive talking point for games like Call of Duty, where PC gamers have a much larger field of view than their console playing friends, ultimately allowing them to have more view of the game and have an advantage. In TF2 we have a lot more control over our FOV than you get in most games. Even Valve's other massively successful game CSGO gives you no control over your FOV for competitive reasons. As well as FOV, there's a thing called Viewmodel, which is basically how much of the screen is taken up by the character's hands, weapons, etc. Basically anything the character interacts with. In this video I will show you how to change your FOV, your weapon FOV or view model, how to minimize your weapon view model, and how to remove your weapons and hands entirely, as well as how to swap over to a left-handed format for the very few gamers out there that are left-handed with left-handed mice and want to play with their view model set to a left-handed mode so it makes more sense. So first things first, console commands. You need to have access to the console commands box in TF2. So first thing you got to do is go to Options, click Advanced, and then make sure the Enable Developers Console is checked with a tick. Now, to do any of these changes, you press the tilde key or tilde key, also known as an acute or backtick key. It's located above the tab and on the left-hand side of the number 1 key, usually on most keyboards. I'll show it on the screen for you now. When you press this, it will open the console commands. Note, you can actually do these changes in and outside of a game, but usually I would massively recommend doing it inside a game, even if like in warm-up mode or something like that, so you can get a gist if you actually like the changes you've done. The first command we're going to have a look at is FOV, which is FOV_desired command. This controls how much of the game you can actually see on screen. The max is 90, and I massively recommend setting it to 90. You can set it anywhere between 75 and 90. I think 70 or 75 is it's the lowest, and it's where you start out at stock when you first install the game. The command is just FOV_desired, then space 90 or whatever number you want to set it to, then press enter. And this setting you can actually find in the TF2 options already. Valve added it to the game as just a standard option, but people never take a look at the advanced options of TF2, and just doing it this way is straightforward enough. Now for weapon view models, this is one of the the thing that people ask me about the most when I'm live streaming. Mine is set to 100 for those of you that are curious, unlike the stock 70-75 that the game comes with when you first install. This affects how close your face is to your hands and weapons, basically how close your hands and weapons will be to you. And typically the higher the number, the further away your hands will be, making more of the screen space uncluttered, which makes less sense, but it does. To change this, we'll type in Viewmodel, one word, _FOV, then space 100 for my case. And there isn't really a limit, but at about 100, 110, you start seeing some pretty weird things. You can choose anything from 75 up to 100, but you know, after 100, you start getting like third hands on soldier and spy, and it starts getting weird. You start seeing bits of the hands that don't make any sense, which is really annoying, but play around with it, see what you like. I'll do 100, 110 sometimes, but you might like it a little bit lower than that, or you might like stock. Now for minimum view model, this is very helpful. This is why loads of your favorite YouTubers, your Spiky Mikeys and Pyro Joes, have view models that look just a little bit different, but you can't see why. It's called minimum view model, and it basically downscales the size of your hands and weapons to make them smaller. And honestly, I tried it for Scout for the first time. I've never actually used it until this video because I wasn't a fan of it, and I made a massive difference to my performance. And it is very common for lots of pro TF2 players, and loads of people use it. So to turn minimum view mode on, because it is just a setting, it's an on or off kind of command. The command is TF_use_min_view_models space 1. And then if you want to turn it off, it's just, TF_use_min_view model 0. What 1 means something is on, and then 0 means something is off when it comes to console commands in TF2. So what you just have it set to 1, it'll turn it on. If you want to turn it off, you set it to 0. It's simple enough. Now, if you are some sort of magical being and you can always remember what weapon you have out, then it may be way better for you just to turn off your view model, giving you the full screen to play with. I personally cannot do it. I've never got a gist for it. Some people really like it, some people don't. I can see why people would want to use it, but I personally just can't do it. So to turn your view model off entirely, you'll still have ammo counts and stuff like that, but to turn your view model off, you use the command r_draw view model 0 to turn off your view model. To turn it back on, you just do r_draw view model space 1 to bring it back. But like I said, I ain't a good enough player to play like that. Now, if you are a very small percent of the TF2 community that is left-handed, this is another instance of going through the TF2 advanced settings. However, you can do it as a command setting. There is a setting in advanced settings all the way at the bottom that will flip it for you, but there has been issues with it in the past. If you want to flip your view model to left-handed view, the command is just cl_flip view models 1, which will put you into left-handed mode. But if you don't like it and you actually thought that right-handed view model was easier for you, then it's another 1-0 thing. You just do cl_flip view models space 0 to go back to the right-handed version. 0 is right-handed, 1 is left-handed version. So that does it for this video, my dudes. I hope you found it helpful. This week's subscriber shout out goes to Dan the Panda for subscribing. Consider checking out my Discord server and Twitter and Twitch in the links in the description below. And thank you to these dudes for donating. I greatly appreciate it. I've been Jay Caliber. Adios.